The case of Lyle and Eric Menendez, the brothers convicted of the 1989 murders of their parents, Jose and Kitty Menendez, continues to captivate the public with its complex layers and unexpected developments. Recently, the brothers faced another significant setback when their latest bids for parole were denied, keeping them behind bars as new twists in their decades-long legal saga emerge. The story, which has been the subject of documentaries, dramatizations, and intense public debate, remains one of the most polarizing cases in true crime history, raising questions about justice, abuse, and redemption. Lyle and Eric Menendez were just 21 and 18 respectively when they shot and killed their parents in their Beverly Hills home. The case shocked the nation, not only for its brutality but for the brothers' claims that they acted out of fear after years of alleged physical, emotional, and sexual abuse at the hands of their parents. Their highly publicized trials in the early 1990s, which were among the first to be broadcast live on television, divided public opinion. Some saw the brothers as victims driven to desperation, while others viewed them as cold-blooded killers motivated by greed and a desire for their parents' fortune. The recent parole denial marks another chapter in the brothers' ongoing struggle for freedom. Both Lyle and Eric have spent more than 3 decades in prison, serving life sentences without the possibility of parole for the first-degree murder convictions. Over the years, they have made multiple attempts to have their sentences reconsidered, arguing that new evidence and changing societal attitudes toward abuse should warrant a review of their case. However, the parole board's decision to deny their latest request suggests that the road to release remains fraught with challenges. The parole hearings were closely watched by true crime enthusiasts and advocates who have followed the case for decades. Supporters of the brothers argue that their claims of abuse, particularly the allegations of sexual abuse by their father, were not adequately considered during their original trials. At the time, societal understanding of male victims of sexual abuse was limited, and the defense's arguments were often overshadowed by the prosecution's portrayal of the brothers as entitled and manipulative. Recent documentaries and media coverage have brought renewed attention to these claims, prompting some to call for a re-examination of the evidence. One of the most significant twists in the case has been the emergence of new evidence and testimony that supports the brothers' claims of abuse. In recent years, advocates have pointed to letters written by Eric Menendez before the murders, in which he described the alleged abuse in detail. Additionally, a former member of the boy band Menudo came forward with allegations of abuse by Jose Menendez, who was a music executive at the time. These revelations have bolstered the brothers' case, leading to renewed legal efforts to have their convictions overturned or their sentences reduced. Despite these developments, the parole board's decision reflects the ongoing challenges the brothers face in convincing authorities of their case for release. The prosecution's original argument, that the murders were premeditated and motivated by financial gain, continues to carry weight, with the board citing the severity of the crime as a key factor in their denial. The brothers' lavish spending in the months following the murders, which included luxury cars and expensive vacations, has long been used as evidence of their lack of remorse, complicating their efforts to secure parole. The case has also been influenced by the broader true crime boom, with the Menendez brothers becoming central figures in a wave of renewed interest in high-profile cases. Documentaries, podcasts, and dramatizations such as the Netflix series Monsters, the Lyle and Eric Menendez story, have brought their story to a new generation, sparking debates about justice and rehabilitation. For some, the brothers are tragic figures who were failed by a system that didn't fully understand their trauma. For others, they remain symbols of privilege and violence, undeserving of leniency. Lyle and Eric have maintained a close relationship while in prison, supporting each other through the challenges of incarceration. Both have engaged in rehabilitation efforts, with Eric earning a college degree and Lyle participating in programs aimed at helping other inmates. Their advocates argue that they have shown genuine remorse and personal growth, qualities that should be considered in parole decisions. However, the high-profile nature of the case and the polarized public opinion continue to complicate their efforts. The parole denial has sparked renewed discussions about the criminal justice system and the treatment of abuse survivors. Advocates for the brothers argue that their case highlights the need for greater understanding of trauma and its impact on behavior. The #MeToo movement and increased awareness of male victims of abuse have shifted the conversation, with some calling for a more compassionate approach to cases like the Menendez brothers. However, prosecutors and victims' rights groups maintain that the severity of the crime justifies their continued incarceration. As the brothers continue their fight for freedom, their case remains a lightning rod for debate. The recent parole denial is unlikely to be the final chapter, with their legal team reportedly preparing new appeals based on the emerging evidence. The case's enduring fascination lies in its complexity, raising questions about morality, justice, and the long-term effects of trauma. For now, Lyle and Eric Menendez remain behind bars, their story a powerful reminder of the challenges of seeking redemption in a divided world.